Welcome to Authors and Innovators. This is a special section. I'm Larry Gennari. We're so pleased that you could join us for Author Conversations. As many of you know, Authors and Innovators is an annual event, and this year we're going to continue to talk to thoughtful authors throughout the year. And today, I'm really pleased that we've got Ted Schlueter with us, author of Branding for Buyout. I wrote about this book in my Boston Business Journal column because I was very excited about the message and how useful this will be for entrepreneurs. Ted, welcome. Ted, you've been doing this a long time. You're the founder and CEO of The Grist, a Boston-based brand and marketing agency. Tell us what prompted you to write this, and a branding guy who knows a lot about M&A. How did that happen?
Oh gosh, of course, by an accident, Larry. In 2006, October, if I recall, I was working with my biggest client called Brass Ring, which is an HR technology company. And they had hired us to reposition and rebuild their brand, which we did very intensively over 9 months. And that October 2006, they were acquired by another company called Connexa for $115 million.
Wow.
And, a lot of celebration and happiness
Okay.
running around the halls of Brass Ring. And of course, I was like, congratulations, this is amazing. And they're like, we never would have gotten this valuation without your help. And I asked the question, what's next? What do we do now? And they're like, nothing. We've sold. A lot of us are going to retire, and you got to go find another client. So there was this moment of pure elation down to pure misery. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want this to ever happen again. And then the proverbial light bulb went on. And I asked the question, does anyone in the brand and marketing space specialize in not just branding and marketing activities to sell a product, service, or technology to a customer, but specialize in selling the business in aggregate to a buyer? And the answer is no. And that launched the pilgrimage of branding for Buyout.
I love your advice in here, and I don't want to give too much of it away because I want folks to get the book. You tell potential sellers to get out of the fishbowl. In a few words, what do you mean, Ted?
Well, as you know, when you're in the trenches and all you can see is the battle right in front of you, it's really hard to get back to the core concept of the business, get back to that pure vision you had if you're the founder of what you're trying to create and how much value there is behind it. And I think there's two interpretations of that myopic fishbowl view. One is that the United States is the backyard for where you might sell your business if you're a US based company. But really, there's an entire planet that might be a buyer for your business. So, one interpretation literally is don't leave the US as being the only backyard for buyers, think internationally. And another is, and I use a real estate example, something we can all latch onto is don't just stage the house, paint the house, bake the bread so the house smells good. That house might actually be a condo community. And in fact, the buyer doesn't want to buy just what you are today and buy just based on numbers. They want to know what the future of this business is. So you really have to step out of what you are today and tell the story of what you're going to be in 2 or 3 years. That's where the true value lies.
The best part of this book, I thought, was really that point, which is telling sellers to change perspective. It isn't really about you, it's what a buyer might think about you. And if I have to sum it up, I think this book is really about storytelling. Ted, what would you tell a seller who is really thinking about this process? Tell them 2 or 3 things they ought to be, in addition to buying the book, that they ought to be thinking about if they want to go down uh, the road of potentially selling their company.
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, one, if you're a first time founder, owner, operator, you know, and you've never been through the minefield of selling your business, it's complicated. There's a lot of players involved. And a lot of really smart people contribute to trying to help you realize that vision that you've always had. So I would definitely recommend surrounding yourself with people who have been there and done that before. And of course, selfishly, I truly believe that most founders leave a lot of value on the table because they
Right.
don't know how to tell their story, which is normal for a lot of CEOs. They don't know how to tell their story in a way that's going to create maximum value. And I would argue that, this is where, I kind of think of as the investment banking world is there's a new augmentation to the sell side process, which is injecting branded marketing into the process to help tell that future forward story. And, lastly, take ball control. Do not just purely lateral the ball to another team and saying, you're the experts, go sell me. Be actively involved because this could be the biggest wealth creation moment of your life. And I don't know about you, but I'd want to extract every single piece of value I possibly could and do what I always refer to as an entrepreneurial approach to an exit. Don't follow the color by numbers process. Use your instinct, use your gut, use everything you've got to go after it in the most compelling way you can to get to that successful outcome.
Thank you, Ted. It is an innovative way of thinking about the sell side process, and I hope so many folks listening to this will get this. Branding your business so that somebody else at this point in your development, this milestone for you as an entrepreneur can be realized. The book is Branding for Buyout. Ted Schlueter, thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you and talking more at Authors and Innovators. For folks who are interested in this book, it's available at any wonderful independent bookstore that you might that you might favor. And also take a look at our website, authorsinnovators.org, for updates on our event coming this October. Thank you.